All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to try to get through this video before my brain slides out of my ear. We're going to talk about Tai Tuivasa because, Tai Tuivasa is a superstar now, or on his way to superstardom. That might sound premature, but I will tell you exactly how I know, because Alex, my boy from All Picks MMA, which I'm not even sure if he has a YouTube yet, but that's who it is, he showed me a key indicator that you guys are going to be like, damn. And that is that Tai Tuivasa in his post-fight speech videos, okay, so you got the pre-fight speech, like, hey, Tai, how do you think you're going to do this weekend? And he's like, well, then you got the post-fight. Tai, how'd you do this weekend? Well, you look at the number of views, okay? Now, views on their own, not super relevant. Views versus a known established brand like Israel Adesanya, very important. So like hypothetically, if a guy was getting 1/3 or 1/4 the views of another fighter pre-fight, and he's getting double the views of the same fighter after the fight, you know something big just happened for this guy's career. And that's exactly what happened with Tai Tuivasa. He was getting 1/3, maybe a quarter to a third of the views on his individual interview videos versus Israel Adesanya. Post-fight, double. He's doubling Israel Adesanya. You may have heard Israel Adesanya just signed the biggest contract in the UFC. And Tai Tuivasa, Mr. Shuey, Mr. Lost 3 in a row, very, very recently, is now getting double the views of Israel Adesanya after 5 straight knockouts. His most recent one after on Derek Lewis in Houston. Okay, so this is not only is this his inciting incident. I'm going to explain exactly what that means. I'm going to explain exactly what UFC should do with him, and then hopefully people who know some people can share this with people who make decisions, because I'm going to make a case for exactly what to do with him, and I'm just correct. Like, this is just a correct answer, and that is what I'm going to do. Now, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. I should be telling you right now that you're looking at a brand new 4K camera, because I bought one and I had it here. I spent $1,600 on it. I was really excited. I filmed. It came out amazing. I tried to plug it into my software. It didn't work. Okay. And I realized that for whatever reason, the Canon XA40 is not compatible with Final Cut Pro. Insane. So now I have to go return it. And I apologize. So I'm going to have to go buy another one and return that one. But I'm telling you all this because all I'm asking in return for all this money I'm investing into this channel is just subscribe, man. I'm trying hard for you guys, fixing the audio, making better. Dude, wait till you see how awesome this 4K is when I get this new 4K. Anyway, I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel, please. I'm trying to make it as good as possible for you guys. And by the way, everybody who saw me on UFC 271, thank you guys for coming up and saying what's up. That was really fun. I'm going to be honest, I was very light on sleep. I was so excited the night before that I could barely sleep. And so by the time it was like nighttime, I was like, wow, I'm really tired. And then I really barely slept that night. So brain not on point. But the point I'm going to make is really on point, son. So I did some research on Tai Tuivasa. It's like, who is this guy? So Tai Tuivasa, this is basically what you know. He was a professional rugby player when he was young, almost like teenager, it seems like teenager or maybe like 20 years old. He quit playing professional rugby to become a professional fighter. And somewhere on his Wikipedia, it said he had a gambling addiction, which is why he quit rugby, which is kind of a weird thing to note. It's like, why would you quit rugby? Because you have a gambling addiction. It's like, is there a scandal there somewhere or what? I don't know. Either way, this guy is reckless and I like it. He is a superstar, dude. Look, if you can't recognize how big of a star this guy is now, then let me explain what makes a superstar, okay? A, someone who's genuine. Well, first of all, A, someone who's exciting to watch fight. B, someone who is genuine and extroverted and exciting to listen to talk. C, some kind of branding that makes them identifiable. D, a gimmick. Okay, if you get all those things, you have a star if they're winning fights. Okay, he's super likable. He's got dude, he came out to Girls Just Want to Have Fun. The previous one, he came out to like Barbie Girl. The one before that, he came out to Spice Girls. That's hilarious. He's a 300-pound Samoan killing machine. And he comes out to Barbie Girl. That's hilarious, man. Like, it's hilarious. Gabrielle was with me and she's like, that's a weird song. I was like, oh no, he does this every single time. It's hilarious. It's his gimmick. And then he does the shoey after he wins by knockout. Now, I was not bullish on him beating Derek Lewis just because I was like, man, if you're going to get in a slugfest with Derek Lewis, that's scary, man. He actually absorbed shots from Derek Lewis against the fence. I can't believe that. I literally couldn't believe it. And then he wins by devastating elbow knockout in Houston. Like, here's the thing. He didn't just beat Derek Lewis. He didn't just win by knockout. He won in Houston by knockout. Like, everyone knows Derek Lewis is a big star. He's a big star in his hometown, okay? And Tai Tuivasa won by knockout in his hometown. Everybody who's watching at home knows that, and they hear the crowd go bananas. The crowd lost their mind, dude. The crowd lost their mind because he's that kind of fighter. That, like, even if they knock out the hometown guy, he's that exciting. He does the shoey. He's the man, dude. He's the man. And then in the post-fight, you see double the views of Israel Adesanya. Double. Okay, that's not like a small deal indicator. That's exactly what the UFC is looking at to figure out who their stars are. How else are they going to know? You know, they're like in the arena. Wow, that was loud. These guys really like this guy. But like, that doesn't mean people are going to click buy at home. This is how you know who's going to click buy at home. Okay, indicators like that. If this keeps up, people making videos about him and the views stay high, dude, he's like, I'm telling you, he is the hottest prospect they've had in the UFC in a long time. Now, does he have the skills to get through the really, really top guys? Who knows? But the potential that he has right now is astronomical. Astronomical. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is exactly what you do with him. There's no two ways about it. This was not the answer before Saturday. This is the correct answer now. So you're planning on doing Stipe Miocic against John Jones for the interim belt, right? That's the plan? How about no? How about you do Tai Tuivasa against John Jones? Because if you do Tai Tuivasa against John Jones, here's the deal. You can only get as much shine as from the person that you beat as the guy had, right? Like, Derek Lewis is a big star. He's not a star that people expected to lose this fight. Tai Tuivasa was on the come up. He beat Derek Lewis. He's big now, but he's not quite superstar. You put him up against John Jones, and you have a fight that leaves you with a superstar no matter what. Stipe is awesome. Heavyweight GOAT, not a superstar. If he wins the heavyweight title, who cares? There's nothing exciting about that. It's not going to drive pay-per-views. End of story. It's not. If Stipe beats John Jones, the UFC is bummed out, okay? Period. The UFC will be bummed out if Stipe wins. There is no question that that's the case. If you put John Jones in there against Tai Tuivasa, whoever wins is your best case scenario. Like, John Jones as a heavyweight champion is an enormously, enormously awesome outcome for the UFC. The only one that's fucking better is if Tai Tuivasa wins, dude, and he wins by knockout. If Tai Tuivasa knocks out John Jones, he is an absolute Nate Diaz, George Masvidal fucking superstar. And for the first time ever, okay, well, not ever, but the first time since Conor, okay, you will have a superstar who's got the belt, okay? Who's got the belt? Hey, you want to entice Francis back to the UFC? How about you make someone an absolute mind-bending superstar that's going to sell an enormous number of pay-per-views? Because I'm telling you right now, if John Jones wins the championship, that's good. That's great. Like, that's a great outcome. If Tai Tuivasa wins the championship by knocking out John Jones, that is significantly better. Significantly better for the UFC. Significantly better for the fans. Significantly better for everyone. He's 28, dude. He's 28. How old is Stipe? 38. How old, or 39 even. How old is John Jones? Mid-30s. Tai Tuivasa's in his 20s. He's one super win away from being the biggest star in the heavyweight division, period. And then you've got Francis, dude. You've got, if he knocks out John Jones, you're gonna set up Tai Tuivasa against fucking Francis, dude. Think about that. Like the scariest dude in the history of the world against the most fun heavyweight ever, who's just knocked out 6 straight guys. Who's gonna come out to Barbie Girl Part 2? Okay, like, sometimes just the correct answer. This is the fucking correct answer. The way that I said they're going to cancel Masvidal versus Leon Edwards is because the correct answer is not to risk Masvidal losing 3 in a row. That'll fuck your Colby fight. There's no reason to risk the Colby fight, okay? This one's not as obvious. It's not as obvious unless you think. Like, look at what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. Stipe versus John Jones is a gamble. Just like George Masvidal versus Leon Edwards is a gamble. An unnecessary gamble. Why? You know why they're doing it before is because if Colby beat Kamaru, they were going to set up George Masvidal versus Colby for a belt. That's why. Now it's not Colby. Why do it? Masvidal or Stipe versus John Jones is a gamble. What if Stipe wins? That's not good. You know he doesn't sell pay-per-views. And if John Jones wins, you know he only sells a certain number of pay-per-views. If fucking Tai Tuivasa knocks out John Jones, he will be a fucking megastar. I can't stress this enough. I know that the UFC, as they're listening, if they hear this, they're like, he's right. He's fucking right. The upside of that guy is astronomical. He'll be the biggest star the fucking heavyweight division's ever had. I said that and didn't really think about it. I really think that he might be the biggest draw the UFC's ever had, except Brock Lesnar. Except Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is the biggest draw the UFC ever had in heavyweight. But, man, I'm telling you, dude, I am just correct about this. Like, if he knocks out John Jones, you have a fucking megastar. Set that fight. I'm out.